As you know, freedom of conscience implies not only the right to have your own beliefs, but also the right to behave in accordance with your own moral principles. And not only for ritual purposes, for ceremonial purposes, when you attend a religious service, because it applies both to religious and non-religious people. It implies also behaving in the way you consider morally correct 24 hours a day. Sometimes there is this misunderstanding of people believing that freedom of religion and belief, it applies only to particular moments, particularly important or visible moments in people's lives. It's not like that. For much people, the idea of having this personal life conducted in a properly way, in a morally correct way, is part of their own identities. So it's not only just a matter of free choice, it's part of what they are, what they essentially are. And that's quite important when you find these conflicts between your own moral principles and state regulations. In those occasions, these people experience moral dilemmas. On the one hand, they want to be good citizens, but they find this problem to obey certain laws. So there's the phenomenon normally called a consensus objection of health professionals, that because of new regulations about their professions, they are experiencing these days problems that they were totally unknown in the past. And these problems arise from the perspective of, as I said, the protection of human life. Protecting the freedom of conscience of medical practitioners and other medical staff is becoming more and more difficult. So if we are going to construe societies that are supposed to be inclusive, and it means giving a space to everybody to live a life in accordance with their own moral beliefs, we have to try to reconcile those aspects. Certain laws that are inspired in particular moral principles, and the people that are in charge or applying these laws, the medical practitioners, the medical staff, that very often they disagree profoundly with those moral values inspired in the laws, and they say, look, this I cannot do. And very often not just for religious reasons. Very often it happens for deontological reasons. So it's a matter of professional ethics. Some people, they are not particularly religious, but they say, look, I become a medical practitioner because I wanted to save lives. I'm not prepared and I'm not willing to end a human life, be it a human life in the terminal state, in the case of euthanasia, or in an embryonic state, in the case of abortion.